Are you ready for a good night? I don't know, does it get any bigger than this? We had a title match, we had Bray Wyatt, we had a dollar store version of Harley Quinn, and we had a YouTuber in the main event. That can only mean one thing, that means it is Friday Night Smackdown. But first, I want to kick off talking about the new matches that have been announced for Crown Jewel. So, two pretty big matches we had. First of all, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match, and then we had a giant match announced. It was the Monster Among Men versus OMOS. Now, it's no surprise to see that Saudi Arabia want the big guys. They want the big, sweaty men. They don't want to see chicks half naked. They would rather look at a camel's asshole. We get that. They don't want Johnny Gargano doing flips. They want the big guys. They want the Braun Strowmans of this world. They want the OMOS. They want the Brock Lesnars. They want the Bobby Lashleys. And you know what? I don't blame them. The Saudis want the old school shit. Who cares if Johnny Gargano can do 2 million flips in 60 seconds? Nobody cares, because Brock Lesnar can legit kill you. So Johnny Gargano being able to do a bunch of flips and dives at the end of the day means absolutely nothing. But what I do find it funny is when Saudi Arabia wants something, they get it. They can want a massive match. I tell you what, WWE would probably bring people back from the dead for the Saudis. I mean, if the Saudis wanted an NWO revival, a reunion, I mean, the WWE would probably revive Scott Hall. They'd get a fake Razor Ramon. They would do anything to please the Saudis. But everybody else, we just have to eat shit and enjoy it, basically. You want a good match? You want a star? We ain't going to give you a star. We're going to give you Johnny Gargano. We're going to give you Damage Control every hour on Raw. You know, every fucking Monday night, man. We don't want that, right? We want the big guys. We want the stars. We want Brock Lesnar's of this world. And the Saudis seem to get it, but we don't. So I guess the only way we can get it is to watch Crown Jewel. So I'll be there. I'll be watching Crown Jewel. I'll be looking forward to Crown Jewel. And I think at the moment, Crown Jewel to me looks like a good show. I'm excited to see it. And yeah, it could be, probably, might be the best pay-per-view of the year so far. But anyway, we kick off SmackDown tonight with Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. The Brawling Brutes are at ringside, as is the Bloodline minus Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. Look, they have a match. Towards the end of the match, everybody seems to get involved. Sheamus is battling on the outside. The Brawling Brutes get involved. The Usos throw the Brawling Brutes over the announce table. A couple of super kicks. And then they like just tip the announce table over onto the Brawling Brutes. But the thing is, the announce table is like so fucking light. You know, this is not a heavy table. Yet they make out that the announce table is somehow going to crush these guys. And it's going to prevent the Brawling Brutes from like getting back up, and like, no, this announce table doesn't weigh shit. You can just tell how easily that these guys lift it. It's flimsy. It's made of nothing. You know, I mean, it's literally probably Rio is heavier. AEW's blow up doll, 9-year-old child at Rio, is probably heavier than the announce table. So I don't see why the Brawling Brutes were incapacitated and they couldn't get back in. Regardless, Sheamus pretty much had to go at 4-on-1. He was doing a good job until he got caught in the spinning solo. So Solo Sikoa picks up the win. Then after the match, the Bloodline take the arm of Sheamus and essentially wrap it around a steel chair. Then they get another steel chair and they do a bunch of concertos to the arm of Sheamus. So it was kind of like Edge and Christian, but instead of smashing someone's head in, they just like repeatedly smashed the arm of, you know, Sheamus. Decent start to the show, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. Sheamus was yelling out and clutching his forearm. Meanwhile, Holland and Butch were still trapped under the table, and it's like, how pathetic. You know, their teammate is getting battered 4-on-1 with a steel chair, and they're laying under a table that weighs absolutely nothing. It's not like they had a car pushed on top of them. It's not like they got Rikishi's fat ass pushed on top of them. It's not like Doudrop was laying on top of them. You know, it was just a little announce table. I mean, come on. It's not that heavy. Guys, just push it off. Move it. Do something. Crawl underneath it. You know, manage to escape somehow. You don't just lay there and pretend to be incapacitated. Then we got a promo. We got a message from BRAY Wyatt. Basically, Bray Wyatt was backstage and he just says that he's going to do a lot of bad things and that he's not going to feel bad about it. He says that Bray Wyatt is just a servant now and he goes where the circle takes him. Wyatt then winks to the camera and smirks to end the segment. So, I mean, basically just saying that he can accept who he is now. And it sounded like he was saying that he is now a follower. So, you know, all the time in the past, he's been the main man. And, you know, the fans have been the follower. And they follow Bray Wyatt. The Wyatt family follow Bray Wyatt. But it sounded like Bray Wyatt was addressing here that things have changed now and he's actually the follower and he's just going wherever the circle takes him. And what is the circle? We'll find out, I guess. It was okay. It was a bit weird. His entrance music was playing during it. It's different, you know what? I like this. Past Mark. Am I a massive fan of Bray Wyatt? No, I don't think. I think he's a bit overrated. Like, I don't think he's that good, to be honest, but he offers something that other people don't. You know, his character is very different. He is good on the mic. I can't take that away from him. So yeah, I do like Bray Wyatt, but I wouldn't call myself a massive fan. But overall, this was pretty good. Then we go to the Bloodline. They're all celebrating about the fact that they've kind of took out Sheamus. They kiss the ass of Solo Sikoa. Then Jay says he's going to do the exact same thing to Logan Paul tonight. Sami Zayn kind of says they shouldn't do that because Roman Reigns told them not to. Sami says that it wouldn't be very Usi. So it's like, what the fuck? Sami just is, it's almost like he's trying to get Jay out of the Bloodlines. I mean, Jay is an Uso, but Sami Zayn doesn't think he's very Usi. Jimmy agrees with Sami. Jay hesitates and agrees, but then he says, I'm a hothead, so who knows what will happen. And that's kind of how the segment ends, and Jay walks off, and Sami says Jay was serious, and Jimmy agrees. Then we go to Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. Liv Morgan comes out dressed as Harley Quinn. Like, I've always said that Liv Morgan's hot, right? I don't think she's like the hottest chick in WWE, but she is hot, and I've never denied that. And I'm not going to complain and bitch if a hot chick is on the TV screen. I'm not, right? And if she's dressed as Harley Quinn, then that makes her automatically hotter. But I just still don't get where everyone thinks she's great. I think she is horrendous on the mic. I don't think she's got a personality. Now, I know they're trying to do something with her now. They're trying to make her this, like, crazy, hardcore, extreme, I'll do anything, psychotic kind of chick or whatever. And that's all good in the hood. But for, like, about 2 years now, people have been crying for a push with Liv Morgan. And I just don't see it, you know. Average in the ring, and I think average is probably, I don't think that's been harsh. I would say she is average at best. Yeah, and like I said, in terms of her mic skills, I would say she is one of the worst in the company. Male or female. Don't think she's any good, but she is hot. So, you know what, like I said, I'm not going to complain about her being on the TV screen. I just don't rate her. I just don't think she's that good. That's my opinion, but like I said, I don't care. Sonya Deville comes out. I think Sonya Deville is pretty hot as well, but I do think Sonya Deville is a much better character than Liv Morgan. I would have Sonya Deville higher up the pecking order than Liv Morgan, but that's not the case. Anyway, they have the match. Late on in the match, Liv Morgan freaks out, starts bashing Sonya Deville's head off the steel steps, and the referee counts them out, so Liv Morgan doesn't seem bothered. Then she throws Sonya back in, gets a bunch of steel chairs, lays them all out, and then there's like a top rope superplex onto the chairs, hurting not only Sonya, but also herself. And then she crawls over and kind of just looks at Sonya. And I mean, I was kind of hoping they would just start, like, you know, fucking taking each other's clothes off and start, like, making out. But we didn't get that. We just cut to something else. What is it we cut to? I don't know. We cut to, was it a commercial break? I think it might have been. Yeah, it was. So we cut to a commercial break, which is all good in the hood. Then we come back and Braun Strowman comes out. First of all, there was a video package hyping LA Knight, and there was one with the Viking Raiders as well, and Sarah Logan was in it. But, I mean, who cares? I mean, I've seen this before. Braun comes out, he says, look at me, clearly I'm not someone who's easy to miss, clearly I'm not someone who is a normal looking person. Braun wants to go face to face with OMOS. MVP comes out and says that he doesn't think Braun should do it. He says he's never referred to Braun as anything less than a monster. of a man, but he doesn't want Omos to come out and make him, you know, like make him take away his disguise, you know, take away his. He says that Omos would basically expose him because Omos is that big dude and Braun's not. So, but Braun says he's heard enough. He says he wants Omos at Crown Jewel. MVP says, well, if you're willing to offer that challenge, then it's a challenge accepted. Braun then says that he'll see Omos at Crown Jewel, but MVP's like, nah, you can see him tonight, and Omos comes down the ramp. Omos gets into the ring, and they'll have a look at each other, they have a stare off, and the camera work is pretty good here because Braun was not right up close to him. Braun was like against the ropes, and the camera was showing you the instant from like kind of behind the shoulder of Omos. So the camera angle here made Omos, in my opinion, look a lot bigger than he is. I'm not saying Omos ain't a big guy. He is, he's massive, but Braun Strowman's big too. But the camera angle made Braun Strowman look a bit small here, so it is what it is. Then Omos pushes Braun. Braun falls through the ropes. Omos leaves with MVP. And Braun's left kind of like, you know, laughing, and I guess Braun wants a piece of Omos, and yeah, this turned Braun on, I guess. The monster got a monster hard on, and he can't wait to unleash it on Omos at Crown Jewel. So that's basically what happened here. Cole says that Sheamus has seriously injured his shoulder earlier in the attack for the Bloodline. He's been taken to a local hospital. We then get Drew McIntyre. We see how Drew McIntyre beat up Cross last week. Drew McIntyre says he got in, you know, a bit of bother with WWE headquarters, and they had some uncomfortable conversations. Drew says it was made clear that if he and Cross meet again and start fighting, there will be severe consequences, but they agreed this needs to end, and it will end at Crown Jewel in a steel cage match. So there you go, the match has been made official. But I just think it's mad that, like I said, I made a video about this earlier about like violence against men, and I think it's mad how Drew McIntyre has literally been getting, you know, beat up for weeks. So Scarlett Bordeaux can, you know, fucking hit Drew in the nuts. Scarlett Bordeaux can spray, you know, some really bad foreign substance in Drew's eyes, potentially blinding him for life. Scarlett Bordeaux can throw a fireball at Drew, potentially blinding him, potentially burning him, and that's all good in the hood. But as soon as Drew fights back, then all of a sudden the WWE headquarters want to speak to him. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, is Drew not allowed to defend himself? Seriously? It's mad. Can you imagine what would have happened if Drew actually attacked Scarlett? He probably would have been fired on the spot. Then we see an SUV arriving backstage. It's Logan Paul. Logan Paul's in the building. Let's all freak out. Let's all celebrate. A YouTuber has arrived. Then we get the women's tag team title match. Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez versus Damage Control. I fucking hate Damage Control, and unfortunately, Damage Control won this match. Yeah, the Japanese chick had a moonsault on Shotzi. Io Sky, that's the name, Io Sky. So there you go, that happens there. Then we get a promo backstage with, I mean, I don't want to just gloss over the tag team titles, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's a fucking pish match, and Damage Control win. What more can I say? You know, what more can I literally say about it? I can't really drag it on and pretend it was great when it wasn't. You know, it's Damage Control taking up more TV time. It's bad enough I get to see them on Raw. Now I get to see them on SmackDown. I see them far too much. I don't want to see them at all. Never mind see them about 2 hours every single week. Enough is enough. As Owen Hart would say, enough's enough, and it's time for change. And it's time to change the channel when you see Damage Control. Anyway, speaking of change the channel, we got a Ronda Rousey promo. This sucked. She says that she's been called herself, was it an idiot or something, or called herself pathetic for trying to entertain the WWE Universe. She says she owes them nothing. Says that she's tried to please them, and all they do is, you know, hate her and stuff like this. Garbage promo. Says that from now on she's going to beat up people and she's going to beat the best, but she's going to do it for her and not because of the fans. And then she says she ain't going to do it, the open challenge tonight, because she doesn't like this city or something like that. And then she walks off and says that the open challenge will happen next week. So Yeah, I mean, who cares? Then we go to a break. We have a distorted, like, Bray Wyatt logo appearing. We got this throughout the night. Nothing special here. We come back. Legado del Fantasma is backstage. Santos Escobar says the family business is growing into an empire. Business is growing stronger and farther the mergers and acquisitions. He says their latest acquisition is the beautiful, ruthless, and powerful Selena Vega. Then Vega hands her jeweled video game controller to one of the other members, right? Now, this guy's talk, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't love playing video games. Massive gamer. I enjoy video games. Fucking play video games for a living, you know, I try play video games and upload it to YouTube, right? So I'm not trying to bash people that play video games. I'm really, really not. But Legado del Fantasma is supposed to be like this sort of, like, you know, family business, this, like, not mafia, like, I guess that's like the Don's gimmick, but it does seem like a bit of a mafia. Like, you know, he did call it a family business. He's calling it an empire. And they're doing a promo and they've got Selena Vega playing a video game. You know, it doesn't seem right, in my opinion. It just... I don't know. I just don't think Selena Vega should have been playing video games. This guy's talking about, like, a business and an empire, and then you've got, you know, Selena Vega playing video games. Just didn't make any sense to me. They cut a promo. It wasn't great. And then that was it. They kind of walked off. Hit Row are watching it backstage. B-Fab says that Legado like to play the numbers game, but she's got an idea. Basically, her idea was to get a 6-man tag match made for next week. So it's going to be Legado del Fantasma versus Hit Row and a partner of their choosing. Then we get Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser. I don't see the point of Ludwig Kaiser. Literally, all he does is lose to Gunther's future opponents. Like, I mean, that is it. That is this guy's purpose. Surely there's something better he could do. So they have the match. You've got Gunther and the Italian bald guy on the outside. They take turns to beat up Rey. 3-on-1. The referee catches them doing it, trying to do some Eddie Guerrero stuff, but it didn't work. He sends him to the back, and then when it's 1-on-1, Rey gets in control. Rey takes down Kaiser. Rey hits a 619, and he gets the pin for the 3 counts. There you go. Last match of SmackDown. Your winner, Rey Mysterio. So Rey Mysterio will face Gunther. I don't know if this match will happen at Crown Jewel. Why not? Give it to Rey at Crown Jewel. Just give the belt, man. I want to see Rey Mysterio as the champion. Fuck Gunther. He's just a big, boring bastard, you know. There's nothing special about Gunther. Honestly, it's just a guy in tights. Oh, the ring is sacred. I mean... Moving on, right? Fuck him. Absolutely fuck him, sacred ring. Don't care. We go to Logan Paul. So Logan Paul comes out. He says that, you know, some fans doubt him, but he's been doubted his whole life, dummies, and he's done that. He talks about the hard cam, but he wants to forget about the hard cam for a minute because he wants to give a shout out to everybody in Ohio. So he does that. He gives a shout out to everybody in Ohio. Then he says that, he basically talks about the match against Roman Reigns, saying that he's done this, he's done that. And at Crown Jewel, he only needs one lucky punch, but before he can say much more, he gets attacked by Jey Uso, the hothead. Jey Uso beats him down, hits a super kick, hits the running ass into the face thing in the corner. Sami Zayn comes out. Sami Zayn's not happy. He's like, hey, hothead, that's not very Usi, what you doing? Reigns told you not to do this. And then that kind of distracts Jey Uso. Then Jey Uso turns around and he gets knocked out cold by Logan Paul. So now all of a sudden we need to pretend that Logan Paul was this big, massive, like, one-hit KO puncher. I mean, just because the guy danced 8 rounds with Mayweather and Mayweather let him survive, that all of a sudden means that Logan Paul's this amazing boxer with a KO punch power. I mean, really? No. I mean, Mayweather wanted paid. Mayweather let that fight go 8 rounds. Truth be told, Mayweather could have beat Logan Paul in 15 seconds. If he really wanted to, he would have. That's just a matter of fact. You know, it is what it is. So there you go. But yeah, that's it. Then Logan Paul leaves. Sami Zayn is left on the apron. He looks in at Jey Uso and he's like, oh no, I was trusted with Jey Uso and everything's been fucked up. So Sami Zayn doesn't look too happy about how SmackDown has ended. And then SmackDown did end, guys. It was about 4 minutes short. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, SmackDown was 4 minutes short. I'm not going to complain. Was it a good show? Not really. Ends 4 minutes earlier. It's better for me, to be fair. And yeah, that is it. I wasn't a massive fan. I didn't think this week's SmackDown was that great. But it was still better than anything you've seen on AEW. You know, Liv Morgan's hot. What can I say? I'll give praise. Liv Morgan's hot. The Bray Wyatt promo was alright. What else did I like? What else? I mean, the Bloodline's alright, I guess. Logan Paul's promo wasn't bad. Rey Mysterio had an okay match. Everything else though kind of sucked. I mean, almost looking at Braun Strowman was alright as well, but nothing really stood out. There was nothing that special. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this SmackDown, I'll give it a... It wasn't that good. It really wasn't, actually. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you guys think down below. Another week, another shit week in wrestling, another uneventful week where absolutely nothing happens, another week where you contemplate, why the hell am I doing this? Like, why am I wasting all my time watching this garbage? I mean, when I call it garbage, it's not real garbage like AEW, but it's not good, right? I mean, you can't watch WWE. Nobody here's watching WWE saying it's good, right? Maybe it's tolerable, you know, you can just about handle it, but it's not good, man. It's not. It's really not. So that's it. I could spend 2 hours burying the product, but I'm not going to. Like, it was alright. It's not the worst show I've seen, but it could have been a lot better. 3 out of 10. That's it. Till next time. Peace.